Might as well get started. Anyways, so they've released the 118 pre-release, which is what we're in right here. And I thought we could play around a little bit with it. Alphabetical order? Of course. I was going to start with this one. I did add a copy of it in originally because they'd done under Bedrock generation retrogen stuff. And it got cleared in this pre-release. So I'm trying another copy of it. These are all copies. None of it's the original world. So, let's go see. This could take a minute. I also have the LP world copied over here because you're supposed to be able to use large biomes and amplified worlds now. And I made a copy because I'm thinking I want to try doing some spectating and maybe fly around in creative a little bit too, just to see how well it works. This will take a little bit. I need to wait a minute while the computer settles down. I got a little CPU usage meter over on that screen. But in this world, I've got cheats enabled, so I can just do this. Night vision. Tier 1's fine, and I usually hide particles. Hide the fart bubbles. Speed effect wore off. Ugh. It's gonna probably be a little framey. Also, I don't have it full screen because, well, the mods don't work. Let's see, F3. Yes, 20 frames a second. First, I thought I would check underneath because it didn't do retrogen last time. There it goes. The one I had loaded previously, that was gone. But, yeah. Let's see if the Bedrock thing was actually fixed this time. I figured out what happened with it when I was poking around. Basically, the retrogen was clearing the Bedrock, and then it would go through and clear it again. Alright, so that's good that that's there, and it looks like the retrogen is working. So, it's going to probably have... Actually, that's not too bad. What Y level is that? -4. Oh. I would need to find a cave that comes a little closer to the actual Bedrock, like this. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of that because of the whole that was the Bedrock. So. Alright. And I want to go over to the witch farm because that's a MC edit hole. Last time it did actually keep the hole, but generated stuff below and leaked. So I've got glass around it just to make sure the liquids aren't flowing. But did keep the hole, the empty parts. Also the ground underneath, it generated underneath the where the Bedrock was, not under the whole roof of the farm. So the I wonder if the biome thing's been fixed. One of the things I found was that flying around with the biome screen thing up, it would be incorrect. Like it says where my base is at ocean, and it's very clearly not. That's a good sign, actually. Except for all the running liquids. Should give us all a good idea of what it looks like. And deep slate all the way down. On the plus side, it makes old mines more viable. I was thinking, I would love to have underneath the option to not retrogen stuff in, But it also gives us an opportunity to where if you have an old world like this and there's no diamonds in the mine, well, there are. You just gotta go deeper. That is an interesting way of generating a bedrock. But yeah, there's probably a block behind it. Gives you a good slice. Now that is interesting. One wide gap. I think that might be something to do with like noodle caves. I'm not sure. Some generator thing. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna need to pull up a tool here so that I can go let's see, pick out of the multi-MC folder. I'll be loading up the actual original in the tool, but let's see that one. Because I need to know the chunks near where the terrain gen should be different, which may take it a minute. May take it a minute to load. Error, rendering chunks. Betas or mods? Whatever. Oh, goody. I haven't seen that error in a while. Like, minus 2300, minus 84. Minus 242, minus 847. Minus 242. Go for Y 200. Minus 847. Just so we should be above ground. This should be near. May take it a minute to load. We're above the clouds. Can I have some chunks? There we go. And if I go north from here, it should be... Uh-oh. I think we crashed. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, that's not good. Okay, so let's kill it. It looks to still be running here. Come on. Oh dear. It crashed and it took my computer with it. Uh-oh. There it goes. There it goes. Now it exited out. Gonna be going through that again. Actually, under these settings, might not have enough memory. Give it a minute here. Don't want to rush it because the computer's gonna be like, please don't do that. Reading world data. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Back there. Wow. $4 gigs. Yep, that's what happened. I think that's what happened. It ran out of memory and it just crashed. Hold on. I'm going to have to close out of Minecraft, but I think I need to bump that up. We got 32 gigs. Let's give it a little more memory. Exit. Okay, edit instance. Settings. Yeah, 6 gigs that'll be enough. There we go. Launch it again. I guess that's what happened. Memory overflow issue. Because as my computer lags hard here. Yeah, that world is just laggy. It's getting, yep. There we go. Makes my view thing a little bit slower. Okay. The screen I watch on isn't liking it very well. Looks like it's paused actually again. Every now and then I'll be watching somebody stream and I'll have that problem. Anyways, TP at minus 247 46847. Let's see if it'll crash. Come on, game. Don't be like that. And there it goes. It doesn't like that very well. Okay. Well, that's an interesting one. Got buggy right away. There it goes. Okay. Let's try traveling through there normally then. You know, just put it up about 4 or 5 times. Give it a minute. There we go. Let's try this again. I'll have to catch it up again. Alright, as I was saying earlier, I'll just be watching streams sometimes and they'll just get further behind and then you do the whole pause and play thing to catch it back up. And then it just drops itself immediately back down and I'm like, what the heck? Let's try going a little slower. Let's not teleport ourselves there this time. I believe it's close to lined up with the base, just really far north. We'll get those chunks loaded one way or another. I think my mic's a little too close. It looks like I can exit out of the video stats. So basically this way. In a thisly direction for 1,000 blocks. No. I keep doing that. For whatever reason, I seem to think naturally that that's north, and it's not. It's never been north. Wrong way. Basically, we just need to go this way for a kilometer or so. Come on, game. Some of this is chunks that have been loaded before. Fortunately, this is pre-release 1. If other players are having these same problems, it'll be reported on the bug tracker and should be patched either in the next pre-release or in one of the release candidates. But that should be fixed before the game actually loads. Before it loads. Before the game, the update goes live. Now, I had been up to this point before. That's new. Eh? Okay. Oh! I know what's going on here. Yeah, I was doing a project over there that I don't understand how to do any of that. But all three of the end portals from the original 1.8 generation are actually in this world. So somewhere up here, we should run into where it transitions from one to the other. Let's go this way. Because it was at negative 8. A little bit further that way, but also minus a couple hundred blocks. I think that might be where the transition is, actually. And we seem to have crashed. Perfect. Oh, that time it just exited all on its own. Oh well, at least a little more pleasant of a crash there. But this is why it's a copy of the world and not the original. And I'm not afraid of using this world because my first world, yeah, from Minecraft version 1.8 on, made me crash. That world's had it. No, that's not it. Oh, goody. That still hasn't caught up. When I load the system like that, it tends to really mess with things. But this is interesting. It's definitely been an experience, like half an hour of crashing. I have no idea where I'm actually going to be. Oh, all the way back there again. Eventually we'll get over there. come on, game. We are going to get to the new chunks. So you might as well get with the program. So we want to go this way. Villagers. Yeah, I'm thinking part of the problem is the 200-ish villagers there floating around. There should be about 40 there, a dozen there, some over there, and then another like 100 up there. It seems to mostly just be over there, but let's actually go look at the mine waste thing again and test. You can't use modded blocks, even though there aren't any blocks of the sort at the moment. Wah, wah. See, the main reason why I'm looking at doing it there is because it's a mountain transition. Let's go to minus 200. Let's go this way first. This early direction. It could also be that because it's an old world, I'm overloading the retro gen too. So I'm thinking drop into creative here and walk for a while. See if that helps. Just overwhelming it, I guess. I picked that spot because I believe it's around where we were last time I had messed around with this, so. The one that's going to be the hardest to do is probably going to be the LP world. Funnily enough. You wouldn't think that, but... Chickens. Oh. Maybe... Simulation distance 12. Let's try putting that on 5. Just to try to mitigate some of the issues. Okay, that is some interesting generation there. Just to try to reduce the load a little bit. That is a... Oh, nope, there it goes. I was going to say, that is a lot of pigs. Well, we didn't really want to play that anyways. Oh, you got to exit out of the window here. The main thing I want to check in the first, or not, in the LP world in particular, is I want to see the terrain gen underneath the base, primarily. Yeah, my computer hates this. Loading it back up. Just gets further and further behind. There we go. I think we're going to try the LP world now. I don't want to go too fancy with it. And then one other thing I was going to try was I was thinking I want to try loading in a fresh world using my first world seed. Just to check it out. See how do. Even in the older versions, the terrain gen's changed quite a bit. So, yeah, I get to that point and then it crashes. It's like, nope. Uh-oh. Wow. Pause here. I'm gonna let the computer settle down a little bit first. Sometimes you need to pause and play thing and it doesn't come back. And it doesn't change at all. .38 FPS. Perfect. So what we're going to do here, open the LAN, allow cheats on. Oh. Press P to open. Actually, you know, since we're just going to do some quick spectatoring things. Let's do some quick spectatoring things. Because there's my branch, that should be Deep Slate? Yeah. Now that's now Deep Slate. I see some glow squid, but no terrain. Oh, nope. Night vision. Make it a little easier. Ooh! Now that is a convenient geode. Set of geodes. Hello! Hello, Amethyst Farm! And that doesn't mean the terrain is going to actually generate like this, because this is the pre-release. Diamonds! Because, you know, it's a rule, you have to say it that way. I think when the actual update comes, since it looks like I'm going to be able to do this, is extend the staircase down to the new bedrock level. Just make it all bigger. Make it bigger. That's going to be interesting. Yep, there's bedrock. That is a big cave over there. Alright, I think I've seen everything I wanted to see here. So it's weird to not have bedrock here, because normally there would be. I think that there will also be copper ore further down too, if I remember correctly. Maybe. Potentially. I'm not seeing any with a cursory glance, but there should be some, I think? Question mark? Redstone, gold. I don't need gold ore anymore. Because somebody around here has a gold farm. That is... I was not expecting that. Under the branch mine. Okay. I think even with it set to multiplayer, if there's only one player on, the mob switch works more or less the same. I believe. Anyways, that's a copy of the LP world. Alright. So I want to create a new world. Actually, let's pull our document up before we get too carried away here. Let's call it First World 1 to 18 gen. With what it is right now. Copy that from my notepad document. Beyond that, yeah, it's not a negative number, so let's go. And I said it's a creative because I'm not bothering with survival right now. Because they said the terrain gen should be fixed, and so it shouldn't be changing at all. And I have absolutely no idea where I am either. Because I know that the world has changed quite a bit, which means spawn is in a completely different place. Although, I believe it changed on this world in 1.12 in particular. Where the heck am I? I don't know where I am. Yeah. Because positive 256, positive 256 is where it used to be. Actually, that explains why it was showing up as ocean. Because we're near to there. But, yeah. I'm kind of weird like that. I like taking old seeds sometimes and seeing what the new terrain gen does. The copy of this world in 1.18 proper, freshly generated, it's going to generate differently. Yeah, this is completely different. But this does explain why I was getting deep ocean under my base. I mean, it's very clearly not a deep ocean. That's a cozy looking little island, mostly beach. Interesting, interesting. Let's go ahead and give ourselves night vision. I could probably add that one to a hotkey if I had a stream deck. Yeah, just you log in if you have cheats available. You just push this button and you get night vision. There is an ocean monument near what used to be World Spawn. Cool. Hey guys, hope you don't mind me. Mind me hanging out here. Fishies. I see you poking out there, bub. If I remember right, they're supposed to be like I'll have to get out of the water so I can see it. In these wings, like here and here, or sometimes at the back on both sides. Or one or the other. Interesting. That is drastically different from what it originally generated. Alright. Let's go and look at it. I might have to go back to it might actually be back at the witch farm again because of the issues. No, it saved right here. That's interesting. 571 north. Gotta test it before we go too far. Let's see how does it go any. Can it go any further here? Because this would be where the major terrain shift should be. Somewhere around here. I did? Nope. Nope, that crushed it. Alright. And I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but There we go. Lunch it. Let's not do that again. Okay. Oh. It crashed out again. That's why it's not loading. Here I am waiting for it to load and it isn't doing anything. Read more books. The first screen actually said reticulating splines. That's an old SimCity thing. Loading Minecraft up for the 18th time today. In 30 minutes. No, actually, it's more like 40 at this point. Let's not go there again. That crashes adapt. It's probably just a bug related to this world, because this world is 6 years old at this point. Let's check the... yeah, that should be good. Let's go to spectator, TP. Let's see if this will crash it. Nope, that's too many numbers. Had to cough. What was I going to do about this one or something? Oh, hey, that's fixed. It actually says the correct biome now. Which means that my Guardian farm should work? Question mark? Although I would have to turn off the mob switch first. On? Turn mob spawning on. Well, takes a couple of minutes to switch, unfortunately. Well, that'll take a minute or three. And I don't want to get too far because I believe this is like right at the edge of the spawn chicks, so. Oh, the no particles also makes it not show up there in the upper right hand corner. They can only transport 4 at a time. Sticky. Blech. Blech. Ah. Straight right off. Because I got my wings on, which means instead of jumping, it just activates the wings. This will take a few. Yep, pesky bird things. Oh, it's also nice to not have the clouds going through the middle of the tower. Although they still pass by under the iron farm. I'm thinking I do need the new build limit for to do my LP world thing. Yeah, I could see it crash now. Yeah. Didn't mean to yank on my earbuds, I meant to yank on my shirt. Do the old Picard maneuver. The other Picard maneuver. Oh, what achievements does it think I don't have? I suppose I wouldn't. I still haven't done it. I still haven't done that. I haven't actually obtained ancient debris in this world either. Oh, prevents Enderman from picking up blocks. All strikers drop 2 shells. The dragon drops his wings. Kill one of every hostile monster. I have no idea what I'm missing there. I have yet to hit that. Parrot and a caster spyglass. I don't know. That's new for 118. Somehow I think it's because there was a thunderstorm one day while I was AFK in the LP world, and so lightning struck because I had one over the iron farm. Yeah, that would be a drop in frames like they're hot because of reloading the game. Other than that, the bitrate's fine. It's not a problem with the software. It's a problem with my computer when I load it heavily like that. I did at one point get everything, although that was back when it was achievements. So, does that pause the game? Yep, that pauses the game. So you can't look at your advancements in single player, or it'll pause it. Great. So that means we're gonna have a few more minutes for wings. Come on, thing, turn off. I wish there was a faster way to do this. I suppose if I had more tracks, I could probably do it a little quicker, but then I put all this extra stuff in so they have somewhere to go. Do I still have? Yep. Swoopy thing, because I guess it's been a while since I've slept in a bed in this world. I do that. In this world in particular, I tend to just stop sleeping because, quite frankly, especially around spawn, the majority of spawn chunks themselves is lit. Are lit. And so it's usually pretty safe to just stand around naked at night outside, because you know that's what we do around here. Go streaking, although my player actually has sweats on, sweats and some sneakers, because you know. Back and forth. It'd be great if there was a faster way to do this. Actually, I probably should have prepared the world for by going and in the regular save, turning the switch back off. So. I don't know what's up with that today. I have another drink here, I think. I could probably go through that lever now. Just push that. And then I'll go back there and park. Or freeze in the middle somewhere. Whatever. Whatever. I think it's friendly creatures? Yeah. Because for whatever reason, a minecart is considered a friendly creature. And this is chunks that have been loaded before, so. Earlier, before I added this copy of this world, I was poking around and I found a chest that I forgot I made. There's a deep underground under the main base. There's a double chest. And I was like, what the heck is that chest doing there? So I went and opened it up and it's like, oh, I got copies of all my gear in there. And I think it's pulled out copies of all the Ender chest contents too. Because I have had issues with that in the past in this world too. Where I accidentally cleared out my whole inventory. This is actually like the second or third run of armor. The first run got deleted. The second round wasn't enchanted very well. And then I made another round after the modded series I had in this world. And in that, so I made some just top end diamond armor at the time. And 1.14 at one point you could make god armor, which is why all of this has all the enchants. All the forms of protection. And of course I also did name some of it. Some of my gear isn't named. Also, when they tweeted on after Minecon Live about, are you ready for the warden? Gee, I don't know. What do you think? Because I got max tier armor of everything, and then my sword is named Let's Dance. Tell that warden who's boss. Because it ain't you. I am the ruler of this domain. The track is a bit lengthy, but I figure this way it might actually, you know, load. It is chunks that have already been generated before, so I'm hoping that that'll help. But with the chunk loading issue we were having earlier, you go so far, and then it starts loading into the new chunks. And then it dies. The whole game, just done. Oh yeah, the clouds normally would be below us right now, I believe. Not much, but they'd be like right underneath of us. Now that that's been increased. Sorry about that. It's been forever since I've actually had soda. And in particular, Mark's root beer makes me belchy. Which probably isn't helping any. I was reading ADHD Twitter, and a couple of months ago, they said if you have 3 unfinished beverages on your desk, it's usually a symptom of ADHD. And then I wanted to tweet back, as I hide my water bottle with just water in it, and my empty tea glass, so there's only the cup of Kool-Aid on the desk. And I also have a bottle of root beer now. When I was at the store today, I was looking for some AHA, because I wanted to try it, because I see it, because Impulse SV drinks a lot of it. They didn't have any at the store, which to me is extremely shocking, because if I remember right, it is a Coca-Cola product, and there is a Coca-Cola bottling plant across town from me. So I would think this store would be full of AHA, among other things. So yep, enjoy that genuine Indianapolis, Indiana tap water. That's where the plant is. I think there's another bottling plant somewhere like in Kentucky. I know there's a warehouse packaging place in Kentucky, like across from Evansville somewhere, Or it might be a little further west. I've also been there before. In a previous life. As somebody who works for a company that specializes in inventories. Counting inventory, not sorting. With that job, you work a lot with loss prevention, because that's the whole point. You go, oh, hey, you have so many of this. Oh, well, that doesn't match what our database says we should have. Somebody might have just five-finger discounted it. Because, you know, that's what they do. Way back 10, 15 years ago, when I worked at Walmart, they actually told us, if a salaried member of management doesn't see the person stealing anything, you can't do anything about it. You can't stop them or anything. And it's like, okay, so you can help them carry it out to their car, but you can't stop them from taking it. Good to know. From talking to a former department manager, what they get is actually, they filter it. As bad as they treat their employees, it's filtered at the store. Come on. That looks about right. Theoretically, this might work. I haven't actually tried this particular one. I know in newer versions of Session Monument doesn't generate at all. Yama. I think it's adorable how Il Mango pronounces it that way. Okay, I heard something activating for some reason. Why is things activating? This thing should be off. No, that's right. Leg spike, here we come. Actually wasn't that bad. According to my CPU usage, it is. But, is anything spawning? No. Does not appear so. Like I said, I haven't tested it in 1.17. Well, that makes me sad. All this work and all these years that I need to build it somewhere else. But, as I said before, it's not that big of a surprise. Because in the newer versions, this is not an ocean monument. There they go. There was one version where instead of picking the water up, it just spits the buckets out. That was hilarious and sad at the same time. Like, no. Nothing. I'm pretty sure it worked. But I guess the bounding box doesn't work anymore. Let's go push the button again and see if it actually dispensed the water, because that can make things not work too. Wow! Delayed response there. Sounds like it deployed. Oh. Yeah, that looks correct. I see squid. A dolphin. Well, that's not supposed to spawn in here. I think it's just the whole, it isn't, I've had this farm break numerous times over the years. From that, there was one snapshot that broke it completely, and I was like, no! And then I loaded it up in the final release, and it's like, oh, it's fine. This is fine. Let's see how obscure the nether gets. Oh, also in particular with this nether portal, I know how to fix that. Oh. There's an issue where hostiles, specifically the zombified piglins, will spawn in the portal. I think I need to do that in this world. Basically, you dispenser in armor stands. Easier said than done. It should be outside. Whee! And that is how we get back home quickly. You know, I could do that. Go around and check stuff just to see what's broken. I'd check the storage system to see if it's broken, but it's broken. It's definitely broken. And I can safely say that because of the fact that, you kind of, sort of... The redstone for it's been broken for, like, ever. Let's see. Where was it? I think it's over this way. Yeah. There's this. Redstone testing, just to see what's broken. Also, I suppose I could go over to the witch farm too. Anything? Wow. Nothing. It's not unpeaceful. No? I'm getting nothing spawning for whatever reason. Let's see. Terrain builder. Creatures. 80 mobs. Okay. Are there hostiles underground, maybe? I mean, unless the mob switch is too close now. I suppose that's possible. I think that's what's going on. Yeah. Even though I turned it off, it isn't. That actually could explain why it's not, the ocean monument didn't do anything. Alright. Okay. Interesting. So it should be this way. In a disorderly direction. Which means these guys are all loaded all the time then. Turn down the hostile sounds a little here. Hostile creatures. Back down to the Ant 72. Interesting. So it looks like the mob switch thing might need to be reworked. Oh well. Yeah, I still have the double shulker shells in. I don't have that in the LP world. I did finally install the data pack to give you, or to keep Enderman from picking blocks up. Alright, now let's try that again. Try again. Because that will stop the Guardian from working too. Obviously nothing's going to be spawning because I'm... Oh. Because of the new terrain height changes. $28. I think that's it working. But I think the problem might just be that we're too close, and with the new change to the terrain where it goes down further, there's stuff spawning down below. I think is what's happening. So even in this world, it's gonna have trouble. Alright. Alright, let's turn this off and then go back to the witch farm. Or witch farm. The, let's try the Guardian farm again. This time we'll go through the nether because it's a little faster. I might actually finish this root beer off here. No, because the effect of... if you give yourself the strength effect and then you go into the beacon, even if you turn particles off, it'll pop back up. Okay. Put that black cardboard back. Let's try this now. Can't see anything. Entity count 3. No, 70. 70, which tells me that it's under. I'm running into that problem with underneath stuff because of the new caves. Yeah, they're taking up the mob cap. So I won't be seeing anything because every time I do something, that's going to be fairly frustrating and annoying. I think I need to go up here. Go up here for a minute. It should be far enough. Just so that the stuff below isn't spawning. Just stand there for a minute. Clear out the particles there. That's going to be very annoying. Now, did Guardian spawn? Did Guardian spawn, or is this one of those where I'm going to have to actually bring in both accounts in order to make it work? because it's dolphin. No. And without my spectator account, I can't really tell. Oh well. Oh well. Guess the mob switch had too many things loaded. Okay. Okie dokie. Put it back. Previously, I'd had a problem where in this one, this was too far that way. Now it looks like that part's too close. No idea why it would have been loaded like that, but... Put it back together, take it apart, put it back together. Let's see. 87. Should be 80 when it's done, because the named ones in the iron farm don't count. 83. 80. Yeah. Well. I am wearing my wings, so... Don't mind me just messing around in snapshots. Let's see. I don't recall there really being anything special new in any of these tabs other than blocks, because they've added a bunch in the last update. What blocks did they add in the 118? I don't think there's really anything added other than terrain changes. I've got phantoms. Oh no. I have no idea if this works at all. No, that's actually pretty normal for whatever reason. One guy finds the bed and is perfectly fine. The other guy can't seem to find his bed or get in it. And I don't know why. It's really weird. I'm figuring this probably isn't helping us any. 22, the distance is set to 16, and the simulation distance is set to 5 because we were having problems. It's good to know that I'm not going to be able to turn off the mob switch when I do update. That might just be a bug, though. Let's see. That's just telling us there's the Whipland Mansion that way. Jungle. Because it'd probably be a good idea to go and just check on some of the redstone stuff. That's passive, so it shouldn't matter. Blaze Farm. Purple, I think is the Witch Farm, which I don't really have a good way of testing because of the whole way it's set up. The Enderman Farm should be fine. I don't think they've changed too much. That would make like the Wither Skeleton Farm not work. Although it's hard to say. A lot of the redstone stuff is in the nether. Either in the nether or it's in the end. I have a space cleared out in this world for a withered rose farm, and I haven't actually done anything with it. Hang on a sec. Wow. That's better. Yeah, I've dropped a few frames today. So I'd be willing to bet that if I set up the correct nether portal for that, it would probably just crash right out. The big thing here, I don't think I needed to turn it on, but the big thing here is going to be that all of the mobs spawn. More than anything. Yeah. The spawning still works. And they have said something about redstone possibly being wonky. So, of course, instead of double jumping, it just activates my wings. Because, you know, that's what I wanted to do there. Yeah, it looks like it's working. And it's not wither skeletons, suffocates. I'm gonna turn that part off. Yeah, it's coming back for another round. Push them off. And I was just thinking, you know, a good place to go and check redstone would be the flower farms. This is where we find out the off switch doesn't work anymore. It started off in the off position, but is it gonna stay off now? Yeah, that part worked. Alright. Let's go to the flower forest. Which will take a minute. Off we go. So at least one issue has been fixed for sure with the terrain gen changes, and in the newer versions where things are is completely different. But with this particular world, I'm like, yeah, and I kind of wish that it would give you a choice as to whether or not you want the new underneath terrain gen as well as the biome smoothing, because in a very old world like this one, you've already got that, and the older worlds it's even worse. So I know at least one guy has a world from Minecraft beta, and so the terrain gen on there is going to be very changed. Off to the flower farm, or crashing, one or the other. Can I have? May I have chunks, please? Gee. I think the two tall flower stuff still works. Oh, that's very slow. That might be a tick rate issue, because I know that tick rate in this world doesn't always run at the smooth 20 ticks per second. It does work though. That one does. Let's see if this one works. I don't see why it wouldn't. That I think it's just my world here, and yeah. And then everything comes up there. And it's running a little laggy. Alright. So that'd be most of the rest over here. Keep thinking I heard a car door. Years ago, I had neighbors that didn't matter if they were actually going anywhere or not, and you could hear them outside constantly opening and closing doors on the car. And I'm like, really? And it was so annoying that they did that. Actually, let's go ahead and take off our effects for the time being. How far behind is that? Well, that's not too bad. Might be worth checking some of the other stuff. We could check on the gold farm and whatnot, but I don't see why that would be different. The only things that shouldn't work are anything that requires hostile spawning. That's not in this spawner. Yeah, they're still tracking to those eggs. Good, good. I would imagine that the other mode works too. Which actually, anytime you need to shoot the pigmen, it's best to use snowballs, because it still angers them, but you don't have the risk of accidentally killing them. And they're not surviving there either. Hey, I got my bartering station too. I've been moving this world. A while back. What? A while back, I did actually convert this world to Bedrock, and everything above the Bedrock version, and everything above the nether roof is gone. Fortunately, the holes are still there. Yeah, looks like that might still be functioning. I have that trapdoor open. It needs to be closed. That's the loading system that I'm assuming works. Oh, I have gold up there. Alright, let's go back to the overworld. Back to the overworld. All those old spawner-based farms should still work. what's up with my nose today. During the winter, during the winter time, as it gets colder out, I get itchy nose and also runny nose as well. Short of increasing the tick rate, I don't really have a good way to test either of those. The wool stuff, that should still work since he's in the extreme hills. Yeah. Windswept hills now. Gee. So, I don't really have a good way of testing that. That's the loading system for the wool. And then there's also the loading system over here. And unfortunately, there's not really a good way of testing any of this without running it through the sorter, which is busted. Because I put the red... it's something to do with the hopper locking. It's all in the wrong spot. Because when I built it originally down below, in this room, my redstone was off by one. I was using the hoppers from one design and the redstone from the other one, and then it's like, oh, well, that's not going to work very well. So it partially worked. I hear the chickens over here. I think that still works, albeit not correctly. It's supposed to be not lava in there, and it's supposed to dispense it when they get when they lay an egg. Took me a minute there. Actually, I do have something I can test here. Let's see if the stray farm works at all. Yeah, it's actually a good sign. Not that I need oak in this world. For some reason, it's only getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are some short trees. Stingy with the wood. Also, down below here, there is also an old chunk loader that I don't believe works. Don't think so. Not that it needs to work. And I want to say it's over here, right? Or is it this way? Somewhere down here, I did put it in another portal. And no, that's correct. Over here. I had taken it out and then I put it back. Is there even anything in it? Yeah? It's not doing anything, Okay. There it goes. That looks better. It's just being permanently powered for whatever reason. That's not right. Well, that's not right. Run around your first world here in creative mode. Alright. Back upstairs. I don't know that the iron farm's producing anything. That might be the problem. It's hard to say why. I don't know. Yeah, through here it's going to be extremely laggy. We've got all the chests and hoppers and stuff. But because of the water streams, you can't really block it off. I was going to say, did it flood down there? No, the iron farm is definitely working. They're all panicky. You can't get in bed for whatever reason. Okay. So it looks like it might be working at a reduced rate because those guys are able to. Those guys are able to sleep in their beds with a workstation in their faces. No, I never emptied it out. Okay. On the plus side, I know that it's not getting poppies because that was broken. That's good to know. That doesn't work right in newer versions anyway. Zip up to the top. Work our way down because there's a few other little farms here and there. Working on something that I needed that open. Pumpkin and melon farms. That one won't tell us much. The one that'll probably tell us more than anything would be the bamboo farm. I think it works. Yep, it works. That is annoying, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Because that's the one block that you can't put anything on to keep it from flopping over there. And obviously that should still work, because they're so very simplistic. And our library. I did have him wander over and end up in there once. That was weird. So we know that in at least the pre-release here, that doesn't work, and don't try loading new chunks in that world, because that's a good way to get it to crash out. And honestly, I'm feeling streamed out. I mean, we could try some of these other things, but I don't see a point to it. Go jump back on the LP world for a little bit here. I should say copy of the stream world. Let's see about maybe if that chunk loading thing is just that first world, or if it's actually a Minecraft bug. Let's go find out. That's the LP world. I need to know where I need to go. Northwest. To minus 1200, minus 1,000, minus 1,000. Okay. Looks to be mostly this way, but also this way. There's a roof forest over this way. Let's find out if that's a bug with the Minecraft itself or just that world that has a problem. This one should be a little less laggy. I believe it was more this way than that way. And of course, it's going to take it a minute to load in the chunks. But this is why these are the copies of the world. So, I think it was actually minus 1200 and minus 1000. Is that a swamp? I keep closing out of the thing instead of just minimizing it. Swamp. Is there a swamp? Yes. It means I need to head due west now. Which is kind of where I'm headed, actually. So that's the roof forest. And then this should be coming up in new chunks. Which, actually, okay. So it's probably just that world thing. That is some interesting blending there. I'm not completely sure which one would be the old and which would be the new. But I think this is the new. That's the biggest drawback of the new biome blending. You can't tell where the old ends and the new begins. But I'm pretty sure I'm well into unrendered chunks. So if I go north, that is a birch forest. A big birch forest too. So it should pretty solidly be in 118 chunks now. Okay, so that's the problem with that world. Large biomes, desert. Far inland. That is interesting. Oh, that's the biome builder. No. PV high. Okay. So, we now know that our first world's the one with the problem, not the Minecraft thing. It's not a Minecraft issue. That's good to know. Push my earbud back in for the 8700th time. Let's go. Player world spawn. Yep. Oh, I gotta turn that on again. So 32 minus 207. Alright. So that's good to know that that's a bug with my first world. Which, honestly, is not all that surprising. You're only now getting around to heading to bed? Jeez, guys, what are you trying to do? Be night owls? but that would be my LP world, which seems to work fine. Alright, I actually feel like I'm done streaming. It's a bit early, but... Nah, not anybody I really want to raid particularly. It's been fun. A little buggy. I also have been having a little itchy, but... whatever. My next scheduled stream is Tuesday. Tuesday about an hour and a half ago or 40 minutes ago from now. And I'll see you guys then. We won't be doing a snapshot then, so should be less crashy, less frame drops.